Allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to request my good brother, Chancellor Olaf Scholz, to make his statement. Welcome.
Habari gani? I'm very happy to be here in Kenya, and as you already said, it's not my first trip to Kenya. I was here as a tourist, and now it's the first official visit to Kenya, and I'm very pleased to be here. But I have to admit that when I was here as a tourist, I never visited lions fishing, and I never visited elephants bathing in the sea. But I'm really willing to have this chance in my life, and this would be a very good experience. And the one time I had the chance to look at the animals and the landscape, it was something that impressed me very much, because it gave me the idea of peace in a way. And I felt that if this would be Christmas time, though it was in summer, but it was something that will live with me for a long time, and so I will be back also for official visits, but also as a tourist again. But I think we are really cooperating as friends, which is very important for all of us. And it is something that is not just because we have this long-standing relationship, and it is not just because we were the first to be your diplomatic partner after becoming independent. It is because it is something which we have in common, and this is also the understanding of democracy, and that the people rule the country, and that the rule of law is of importance for the life we are having. And looking around, we really see that it is something we experience, that those countries that have a democratic tradition are much more peaceful as those who have a lot of difficulties to do and always have to look outside for solving problems they have in interior politics. As I said before, I'm really appreciating what Kenya is doing in helping solving conflicts all around. It is a very difficult task in these times, and it sometimes seems as if one conflict is looking to be solved, the next one is to come, but that you are constantly referring to your task and that you are doing it is something we admire very much, and it's very, very good that you do this. We are willing to work together, as you said, in the questions that are tackling us. One of them is obviously how we fight against climate change. My view is that this is one of the biggest tasks of mankind, and in the midst of this century we must succeed. In case of Germany, we tried to be CO2 neutral in 2045. Some other countries say it will be 50, some say 60, but this is the latest what we should reach. And so to work together is a big goal for all of us. Sometimes in my country people ask, why you are doing this? What is the reason? We are just 2% of world emissions. But I tell them we are not 2% of world population. And I also say to them that we have a special task and a ability which is important for Germany. We have the engineers, we have the companies, we have the technology that is necessary for getting what is we are aiming for, becoming a world that is living and doing business CO2 neutral, climate friendly, but which is also solving the problem that many people in the world still face, that they are looking for a better, good income, that they are looking for how to feed their children, how they can educate them. So there is big growth, there's a lot of growth necessary to many parts of the world. And I'm absolutely sure that we should aim that the way of living, for instance, people in Germany have, should be a way of living others in the world can have also, but without harming climate. And if we are successful with this, this would be really the part we can support from Germany very, very much. And this is also a reason why we are good in accelerating our technologies and our investment into climate-friendly activities, because doing so, we are developing scales, making things cheaper so that they can be used all over the world. In this way, we are really willing to partner with Kenya that is really leading, for instance, when it goes about using geothermal possibilities of your country and for using and producing hydrogen. And I'm also pleased very much that you are thinking about how we can produce fertilizers, especially green fertilizers. One of the things we learned in the last year much more is that there are not enough countries producing fertilizers, and that many countries, whole continents, depend on the delivery from some very few countries. And if we want to do something good to the world, we just enlarge the number of countries that are able to do this, and if Kenya would be one of them, it would be very, very good. Let me say I not just appreciate very much what you say about your activities all around with all the conflicts and the new one in Sudan. I really appreciate your clear voice in saying that revisionist policies are not good wherever they are taking part and taking place. And this is why I think it is necessary that we say that what Russia is doing with its aggression against Ukraine is the threat to peace and security, not just in Europe, but in the whole world. And we cannot accept that someone feeling strong enough is just thinking that he could take parts of the territory of his neighbor and just doing it as it was done for centuries. But it is one of the advantages of our time that we agreed in the United Nations that this should not be the case. And we are very much willing to help all the countries that suffer from this war and from the outcomes of this, and we are very much working to make peace a possibility and support the Ukrainians. Thank you for your activities. We will have a lot of fields for partnership. You spoke about workforce and things like that, but that's not the only one. Thank you for inviting us. I'm very happy that I can be part of this long-standing relationship, and the two of us and our countries will work together to have a very strategic cooperation in our relationship. Thank you, and thank you for all you do.